Boston trails by 2. It's been a battle all night, and for many in this building, this feels like the end. But Leroy and Cerrone, they've been here before. Leroy lurking, eyes locked in, and he pulls it loose. He's got the steal with 5 seconds left. He looks up, finds Cerrone. Cerrone catches, steps into it. A 3 for the win. He hit it. Cerrone from downtown. Leroy to Cerrone. They have done it again. They've done it
and only Cerrone battle. It's the Leroy and Cerrone show. It's 985 The Sports Hub. Y'all know the number, 617-779-0985. Cerrone, how you doing out there?
No. How are you doing?
Well. No, I mean, let's not get into it too quick. We've been away for a while. I did put up a post on Twitter to explain why, but for those who didn't see it, let me just take some time and acknowledge some things real quick. Number one, Cerrone, I see that baby girl done made the volleyball team. I just wanted to acknowledge that. As a father, I know you've got to be proud. What's it been like so far?
Oh, it's cool, man. It's really fun. Yeah, I am proud. I'm happy she made it. She worked hard. She did a thing. She started playing this summer and figured she would give it a shot in school, and she went on out there and made the team. So she's doing her thing.
They're growing up too quick, man. Growing up way too quick. Number 2, ladies and gentlemen, today's my birthday. October 11th. Today's my birthday. Some people say, why are you going to work on your birthday? It's because I absolutely, positively love this. Mm-hmm. This is passion. This is joy. It's a chance to kind of exhale and, Cerrone, you know the deal.
I know.
We were doing this before any idea of, talking on radio. We have a Saturday show. But you and I talk about sports all week long. We would do it regardless.
Yep.
And number 3, we haven't been on air, I want to say, for about a month because a brother got married. I put a ring on it. I walked that aisle.
Jumped the broom
and said I do. No regrets. It's all love. I feel great. I feel phenomenal. And I just want to say, and I'm going to say this multiple times during the show, it just is what it is. Thank you all for the support. Thank you all for the kind words. It's just been, thank you. It's just been phenomenal. It's been a whirlwind, to be honest, Cerrone. It's been a whirlwind.
I know the whole process went by fast, man. I know you do all that preparation and get everything together, and it seems like it was all 15 minutes.
Oh, my God. So quick. Went by. Reception was phenomenal. It was just great. But then there was the honeymoon. So we went to Miami in my yayo. Had ourselves a grand time. Someone asked me how was the honeymoon. I said, well, I did taste some honey.
No, this is a family program.
And I held the moon.
What about the children?
I held the moon in the palm of my hands. Hey. That's what happens when you get married, boys and girls. I feel free. But
the wind turned into Uncle. He turned straight into Uncle Leroy.
That's right. Uncle Leroy here talking to you. Remember Uncle Dale, Channel 56? This is Uncle Leroy.
No filter.
No filter. Miami was great. Had a really great time, but I want to share something with you and with the people, and maybe there are people who have experienced this or could give me some insight or have stories themselves. There was one downfall about this honeymoon that me and my wife went on. So there's this place called Nikki Beach, South Beach. Man, we out there, we having a grand time. I'm in my linen, I'm in my short set. Feeling
Summer Rain, Carl Thomas.
Oh, Summer Rain just playing in my head back and forth. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Just having a great time. So we were at this place called Nikki Beach. If you've been to Miami, you may or may not know about it, but it's a really, really nice place. And we were having brunch. Oh, we were fancy. Brunch. And it started raining as it does in Miami, as it does in Florida. You don't really sweat it because you know it's going to go away. But it was downpouring, so we had to move to this other area upstairs that was covered. And so we moved up there. Yes, sir. Feet were kicked up. Had me a mimosa. I'm feeling like a G. I ain't felt like a G in a long time, man. I feel like a tan is tanning. Melanin is melanating. All that good stuff. Body is just, oh, man, all that working out that I've been doing. Once I got some rest, I wasn't talking about that type of workout, Cerrone. Get your mind off the gutter.
I know where this is going. That's why I'm laughing. I already know.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are sitting, I'm talking about my wife and I, we are sitting upstairs covered at Nikki Beach. And the waiter is bringing people up slowly, and he brings up this couple. And they're walking upstairs, and as soon as they walk up the stairs, the husband's the first one to come up. He makes eye contact with me. And I felt some type of way. I'm like, what is he looking at me for? What's going on? And the waiter brings them to our area, which is we're on a long couch and we're good. And opposite from us, there's another couch where other people can sit. So the waiter takes them there. This guy's looking. His wife starts to look, and I'm thinking to myself, oh, man, they don't want to sit next to us. They're going to complain. And I wish they wouldn't. I want to know what's the deal. Cerrone, my wife has no idea that there's this eye contact thing going on, and I'm paying attention. 15 minutes go by. 20 minutes go by. 25 minutes go by, and they're just looking back and forth, and yet they're not saying anything. Then I noticed they're also looking at my wife. 30 minutes or so. The husband, the boyfriend, I don't know who, he comes out and he says, "Excuse me. Would you guys like to have some fun?" For the first time in my life, on my honeymoon, some swingers tried to get us to swing. Cerrone, I was heated. I know some people will be like, why would you be upset about that? I was heated because I realized for 20, 25 minutes, 30 minutes, they were sitting there picking us apart, whispering to each other, looking back, judging. Now, yes, they were
trying to get a game plan.
Yeah, I get it. Yes, they came to a conclusion that they thought we were worthy. But that's not the point. I didn't want anything to do with that. And I would rather them have just come out and say, hey, this is what it is. As soon as they walked up, give them 5 minutes and then just say, hey, you guys want to, and we could have politely said no. But once they said that, and let me back up a little bit. When the guy said, excuse me, I grabbed my phone and I text my wife who's sitting right next to me. I said, these two are swingers. They're freaks. And lo and behold, I was absolutely right. We got on up out of there. But I just had to share that story. Listen, if you're into that lifestyle, I'm not going to judge. But y'all got to find a better way to let people know about stuff like that. Because I didn't want any parts of it. Not at all. 617-779-0985. The phone lines are already going. We got a lot to talk about, including the Patriots. Get it all tight. Oh, yeah, and I forgot the music of the day. Today's music of the day. Come on, y'all. It's all about love. Your brother, Leroy, got married to the beautiful Tina. Hit the music. Crazy in love. But not just about Tina and I.
Oh, my head hurts.
It sounds like a lot of you out there are crazy in love with the Patriots. You think they're back? Oh, boy. You better pump the brakes. We're going to talk about that next and take your phone calls. I'm Leroy Irvin. He's Cerrone Battle. It's 98.5 The Sports Hub.
It's been a long time. I can never think I was going to see you again.
Now, Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle on Boston's home for sports. 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Theme. I realized this song, it had a deeper meaning. But again, this is a G, maybe PG rated show. Anyways,
not the way it started off.
Not the way it started off. Cerrone, I just want to give some information out real quick before we continue. Later on in the show, we're going to have the CEO of Team Impact, Chrissy Kelleher, in. Also, basketball coach, founder of You Got It Girl, Chantel Jeter. She's going to be in here too. And plus, we're going to talk Patriots, all types of stuff. All types of stuff. But before we start, we have people on the phone. They heard about my swinger interaction in Miami that really, really ticked me in my – well, my wife I think she thought it was funny. Obviously, we weren't going to entertain it, but yeah, marriage, wedding was great. Honeymoon was really, really good, except for that part right there. And we got, let's see, Frank on the phone. He's in the car. Frank. Uh-oh. Hey, George, if you can, get Frank on for me, please. There you go. Frank, what's going on?
Hey, good morning, guys.
What's up, man?
I was laughing just like Cerrone because I knew where it was heading because I had a similar experience. Back in roughly 98, I had just started dating my girlfriend at the time, now my wife of 23 years. And she's a wicked beach person. So they were running a special around New Year's for the Fountain Blue in Miami, and it was real cheap. I said, let's go. So we went. And the first night we're in South Beach at a bar attached to a hotel, and, I mean, it's 25 years ago. I don't remember names, but he went to the bathroom. And this pretty well-put-together guy came over and said, please tell me that's your sister.
Lord,
and I said, no, that's my wife, my girlfriend. And he said, well, I don't mind if she doesn't mind.
Oh, no.
And she came out, and she was laughing so hard. She thought it was so funny. And I wasn't mad like you. I mean, I was somewhat flattered that, at least I made the draft team. But it was comical. It happened a couple times, and the waiter came over and said, you guys should go to Wet Willie's. It's more your speed.
Oh, that's my place.
We ended up having a blast there up on the patio up top.
Yep.
Leroy watching all the cars go back, the same cars time and again.
Oh, man.
But it was a real trip. We had a blast. So
there you go. Appreciate it, Frank. Wet Willie's, that's my spot, too. But I just wish somebody would have told me. I'm going to find out if my wife knew stuff like that was going on down there. But I just wish somebody would have prepared me for that. We got Jason in Derry, New Hampshire. Jason.
What's up, fellas?
What's up?
Yeah, Leroy, you should be flattered. They came on to you like that because, I mean, I think you're an attractive guy, and so does my old lady. So in the event you guys want to tip your toe, we'd love to have you.
Oh, no. Drop the line. Drop the line. Unbelievable. Freaking believable.
You started it, man.
I had to get the story out. I had to
started it.
And again, the reason why I was upset, I wasn't flattered, is because they spent 25, 30 minutes just analyzing and picking us apart. And, I know they came to the conclusion that they were interested, but my God.
Nah, man, you would have woke up in a van and down an alley, man. 2025. I don't care if 1965. You don't do that.
617-779-0985. Speaking of marriage.
Been on a Netflix documentary.
Right. Cerrone, here's the deal. I saw what the Patriots did to the Buffalo Bills, beating them 23-20. Everybody's excited about it, as they should be. But I'm just wondering, should we pump the brakes on the engagement ring when it comes to the Patriots? Let me explain. We still don't even know who this version of the Patriots really are. Let's not rush into marrying the idea that the Patriots are back just yet. My whole thing is, when I did get back from my honeymoon, one of the questions that I was asked by a friend was, hey, are they back? And I said, you know what? I love the fact that they beat the Bills. That's great. But I'm not ready to say they're back. And when you say somebody's back, when you say the Patriots are back means you're talking about a 20-year run. Now, I know that is That's out of reach. That was something special.
Yeah.
But back for this team, to me, means they'll be a contender for, let's say, at least 5 years. I was going to say 10, but that's a lot too. But I'm not ready to do that. I know they go against the Saints. Let's see how they react to the Saints. Let's see if they play down to their competition or if they stay consistent. Cerrone, how do you feel about the Patriots? Are you ready to crown? Are you ready to give them that engagement ring? Are you ready to marry the idea that the Patriots are officially back?
No, this is every fan should be in the dating phase now. This is courtship. This is, hey, you want to go to movies, you want to get something to eat, and you still don't know if they down in Miami trying to get entanglements with couples. You just don't know. Exactly. You don't know what they doing down there in New Orleans right now. You don't trust them yet. You got to wait. And I mean, when it comes to back, I think everybody's definition of back is different. I think, to my opinion, back is I wouldn't say automatic, but you're one of the yearly playoff teams. You're in it every year. You're competing. Back, to me, you're in the playoffs. You're fighting for home field in certain rounds. You're automatically. I look at you're Buffalo on a consistent basis. You're either going to play at Kansas City or at Baltimore at home every year in the playoffs for several years in a row. Like, I look at Cincinnati. People look at Cincinnati as a contender. No, they're not. They had one good year, and the rest of it's just been a mess. You don't want to be Cincinnati either.
Right.
You want to be Buffalo. You want to be Baltimore. You want to be Kansas City. Detroit at this point, I think, is on it. San Francisco, year after year, the roster gets beat up, and guys are in several different quarterbacks. Mac down there doing his thing, but they're always a team that's in the postseason battling somebody. And I think getting to that, you don't even have to be a Super Bowl team, but getting to that level, to me, says you're back. And consistently being in that level means you're back. Right now, you're a game better than what the Giants were. The Giants had that game. They beat the Chargers. And, oh, man, we got Jackson Dart, Skidabo, we back. And then they went to New Orleans and got cracked, turned the ball over 5 times and lost to the Saints. Then they weren't back. And all of a sudden they win again the Thursday night. Oh, we're back again. No, you're not. When you're consistent, you're back. When you're good every week, when we look at games like the next few on the Patriots schedule and automatically put W's next to it with confidence, then you're back. At this point, we're not sure what we're going to get from this team tomorrow. They could win, but it could be ugly. They can play great and still lose, turn the ball over. Same as the Steelers game. So back to me means consistently being a double-digit win team, battling for the division every single year. You're not back. Right now, you're respectable is where you're at. You're in the first stages of being a decent team. You're respectable. You have some pieces, but back, no, you're not back yet until they show some kind of consistency.
Or like you said, or you're in the first phases of courtship.
The courtship, yeah.
And to getting back in good, and to a place where, you might get that engagement.
Yeah, we don't even know what you like yet. We don't even know,
Right. One of my issues, a lot of people feel this way too. I can't say it's just mine. I'll feel more confident about this team when they do a better job when it comes to flags, penalties. Yeah. I mean, that to me is a huge sign that they've got a lot of work to do. There's got to be better discipline. I'm not trusting a team that's not disciplined enough to, do a better job when it comes to penalties. No, that's not a contender. That's not someone who I can say they're all the way back. And again, when you say back, and you've already said this, Cerrone, let's just stress it. Back is not just for this season. Being back is beyond this season. Let's pump the brakes.
Two local guys, lots of local sports talk. Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle on Boston's home for sports. 98.5 The Sports Hub.
But this was the first time ever that a Bill Belichick coach team allowed 28 points in a quarter. First quarter, 28 points.
Ludicrous performed for the students around 10 o'clock this morning. That's a perfect word to describe whatever the heck is going on in Chapel Hill. It is ludicrous that that's the product. Bill Belichick is not the right guy for this job. We've seen a bunch of NFL coaches come down and think that they're going to create the 33rd NFL team. Do we all remember that? Mm-hmm. This product on both sides of the football is a reflection of what's going on in that office, and it's just not good. They got to figure something out, but Bill Belichick was a mistake. It's not the answer.
Tar Heels are now 2-3. Their last game versus Clemson, they got mopped 38-10. And we've been
worse. Should have been worse.
It should have been worse. And we've been hearing a lot of rumors. You know, one day you hear that Belichick is trying to find a way to get out of the contract or whatever the wording was, but you get the deal.
Yeah, the buyout.
Then you hear, no, that's not true, that the university is dedicated to having him there with the team and all this stuff. And you're just hearing a whole bunch of rumors. So I don't want to focus on the rumors. But what I want to know, and I think what a lot of Patriot fans, because listen, Patriot fans still love them some Bill Belichick. They're still connected to him, even though he's in UNC. I think a lot of fans want to know, what are the people, the fans of the Tar Heels, what are they saying? What are you hearing in the supermarket? What are you hearing at the gas station? What are you hearing at work? What's the word on Bill Belichick and the North Carolina Tar Heels?
They want him fired. They want him out. They want everybody he hired out. They don't like anything about anything he does. The term used is 999 The Fan is the big sports station here. Joe Ovius, Adam Gold used to be on there, but it's real connected. He's one of the bigger personalities in the area when it comes to college sports. And on one of their shows, they mentioned how the fans feel like they're being gaslighted. Like you're lying to us. Like we don't see what you don't see us giving up 28, 21 points in a quarter, whatever it was. You didn't see that. You don't see us losing by 25 or more to every single FBS team we've played. You know, people don't. They act like, oh, it's fine, all is good, but the fans want him out. They want him fired. They were ready for him to be gone before the Cal game. And I understand you see a lot of reports as, you know, Bill is committed to UNC. They're building something here. According to reports, Diana Rossini put a thing out last night or this morning. We're committed to UNC. We're all in. I'm not, he might be committed. The alumni, the donors, the people with the money, the fans are no longer committed to anything Bill Belichick. And there's some really powerful individuals that are, part of the alumni and give to this program. And they're done. They're done. And the biggest thing is, I think they're going to move on from him. And because they have to do it, this is a local thing. They have to do it before they have a 3-game stretch to kind of end this season. And those 3 games are against 3 in-state rivals.
I see it. Yeah.
It's Wake Forest, then it's Duke, and then NC State, I believe, Thanksgiving weekend, somewhere around there. Mm-hmm. Those games are huge for recruiting. That's local recruits. That's, can I get the kids from Winston-Salem? Can I get the 5-stars from Charlotte? Can I get the running backs from Greensboro or the D tackles, from the Raleigh-Durham area? That's when those games are huge. Those all the local. It might not be big nationally, but that's Yankees, Red Sox, 3 straight different. It's imagine if I'm trying to think of if the Red Sox, Mets, Yankees, and put the Philadelphia all in one city and say, all right, you guys play it out to end the season. You have to look good in those games, and they don't want any embarrassments by the time they get there, because that's recruiting suicide when it comes to in-state players. Not just North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia. That stretch. If you get beat out by Duke by 30, if you lose to NC State by 30, if you lose the Wake, you're done when it comes to recruiting. And now with the transfer portal the way it is, guess where all these kids are going to go? They're all going to leave. And they're going to go 20 minutes to NC State. They're going to go 20 minutes to Duke and an hour down 40 toward Wake Forest. That's what's going to happen. So I think something's going to happen before they get to that stretch of the season. And you go out there and you get down 20 or more to Cal. I think that's it. I think that's all she wrote. And I understand they got to put the statements out there and all that stuff. But the fans, they're done with them. They want them out. They don't like the whole situation with the girlfriend. They don't like nothing that is going on. And just go by the scoreboard and on the field. Yo, they look like one of the worst UNC teams ever. Ever. You lose. Think about it. They only beat Richmond and UNC Charlotte. The other games, TCU, Clemson, and I can't think of who they played before that. Every single opponent was up by at least 25 points when they play regular FBS teams. And that's basically what's left on their schedule. If they lose by 20, 25 points or more in every one of these games, they're all fired. And I think that could be it for Belichick and his coaching career going forward, and probably Lombardi and all his assistants. This is bad for them. And one of them got suspended or whatever for the ticket issue and the benefits. Yep. You got all that stuff going on. So it's a complete mess.
617-779-0985 is the number. Before I take this call, Cerrone, really, really quick. Does his performance so far with UNC, do you think it tarnishes his legacy with the Patriots?
I think you'd be in a real homer if you think this has no effect on his legacy as a football coach and a football mind and all that and all that stuff, because it just adds another layer to he's been a dumpster fire without Tom Brady before in Cleveland and after Tom Brady in New England and now on the college level. He's shown no signs of being a great coach without that stretch of the greatest player of all time. And even on the defensive side, yeah, he's got all his defensive game plans in the Hall of Fame. He had the greatest defensive player of all time at that time when he was with the Giants. So it's going to take a hit. He's a Hall of Fame head coach. We all understand that. But this is going to be a part of his legacy. This is a part of the Belichick novel.
We go. Scott in Rhode Island. Scott, how you feeling about Bill Belichick?
Hey, how we doing, guys?
Good.
Well, first off, I definitely can't stand a man for chasing out my boy Tom, right? So I'm not defending this guy in that way, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this definitely seems like a media kind of front, like hit job on this guy because maybe he wasn't so nice to the media, because there's 2 games where the guy went back to back. They gave up like 9 points and they scored like 60. You didn't hear anything. You know, you didn't hear anything. And the games that he did lose, some of those teams weren't like 0-5 teams that beat him. So, like, if the way I'm listening, if I just woke up today and listened to this guy, what's going on, it would sound like he's getting blown out by horrible teams, hasn't won a game. It just seems like the media's kind of dogpiling on Rabbit. You know what I mean?
I appreciate it, Scott. I don't know. Well, I don't know if I agree with that at all.
He beat the two teams he beat. Charlotte and Richmond aren't FBS schools. That's like BC playing Holy Cross.
Right. So
you're supposed to win those games. And UNC Charlotte was 20-3. You're supposed to beat those teams 60-3. I'm not being funny. That's what you're expecting out of those games. TCU, who I don't even think they're ranked right now, 48-14, and they laid off the gas in the fourth quarter. UCF, Central Florida, 34-9. Then you play Clemson, a bad Clemson team. This might be one of the worst Clemson teams in the last few years. Banged up Clemson team. It was I think it was 31-0 at halftime. They are getting blown out, and none of these teams are ranked. And then now after that, you got all conference play. Cal, Virginia, Syracuse, Stanford. Then you got that stretch. Wake Forest, NC State, and Duke. Now, Stanford is not great. None of these teams are really great. Virginia's good. Syracuse isn't great. And that's my point. If you lose to these teams that aren't even ranked and keep losing by 20 plus, that should not happen. We can't give who we call the greatest coach of all time a pass because he figured out how to beat Richmond. You know what I'm saying? And UNC Charlotte has only had a football program for like 5 years. They knew the football. We can't give him a pass for that and then get blown out the way he has against some of these other teams. And recruiting, all these things. He's in control of everything, and it's all a mess. And again, like I mentioned, outside of the scoreboard, it's the stuff about the players selling tickets and the benefits from the coaches and all that stuff. So now you got off-field controversy with the scoreboard being lopsided every single week. And you have a fan base. You got Ludacris out there in the morning. By the second quarter, the stadium was empty. They all left and went home. That's embarrassing.
That is. Let's take one more call before we go to break. Ron in Medford. Ron.
Yeah, I got to tell you guys, first of all, I just want to say I don't know who controls the music, but I love it. Love it.
Thank you.
Fantastic. One of you guys is a deeply romantic man, and I'm sure that your wife appreciates it. But as far as Belichick, I mean, I'll be 65 in a couple of weeks, and I've watched the Patriots when they were horrendous and when they were good and then great. And I wish he had just sat out a year, stayed out, did his media thing, not gone down there, made a fool out of himself. Eventually, maybe he would have got another shot in the NFL. Maybe he would have a shot at Schuler's record. But going down there just destroyed him. And the last point I want to make is you can never forget the fact that without Brady, his record as a coach is well below 500. So I'm not in the camp of greatest coach in the history of the game. I just don't know how anyone can be.
Appreciate it, Ron. Thank you so much for the call. Listen, we got to take a quick break. It seems like people want to talk about Belichick, the Patriots, so we'll do that.
Now, Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle. Leroy and Cerrone on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Zone.
People want to talk about the Patriots. They want to talk about Bill Belichick. So real quick, let's go to Eric and Reading. Eric, can you hear me? George, I need you to hit it. Thank you. Appreciate it.
What's up, boys? How we doing?
Doing pretty good. How are you?
Congrats on all the love today.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Hey, so yeah, my father said to me, one way to describe this Belichick thing, it's kind of like the old Belichick would fire the new Belichick, and I thought that was an interesting take by my father. But hey, I got a take for you, and I love to hear what you guys say about these like hypothetical traits. If the Ravens lose and the Steelers win, do the Ravens kind of go in a different direction here?
Ooh.
Do we see a Vrabel, Derrick Henry connection happening again? What do you
appreciate it, Eric? That's a good one. I would say no. I don't think so. Even if they were to lose, you still got Lamar Jackson. You got to hope he gets healthy. And I think
they got the receivers, you got the tight ends, you got young tight ends, you got Zay Flowers on the outside.
And something that a lot of people have been saying, especially after the Patriots beat the Bills, you heard people say, hey, the Patriots have a chance. Why? Because the league is wide open. So if that's the case, and if a lot of people believe it, I believe it, then it applies for the Ravens too, even if
they're not out of it.
They're not out of it. So I wouldn't do that either. Let's see. Danny, hopefully I can get this to work. Oh, it's not working right now. But anyways, let me try. Hold on 1 second.
This guy.
Danny, are you there? It's not working. Anyways, but Danny, call back when you get a chance, 617-779-0985. Danny basically wanted to talk about how Belichick has lost his mind.
Well, I would add to this, too. Last week, they refused to show highlights of Drake May on the UNC football social media pages. And they have been showing all former Tar Heels in the NFL highlights all season. That day they showed Javonte, the running back for the I forgot who he's playing against the Cowboys. He was lighting up the Cowboys, lighting up the Jets. They showed his highlights and Josh Downs and Amarian Hampton out there with the Chargers. They're constantly showing UNC guys balling on the NFL level. That's what you do it's for recruiting. Hey, look at our UNC guys in the NFL balling. This is how we get you guys in. This is what we can do for you. And for them sticking it to Drake May and not showing none of his highlights, going back to when they banned Patriot scouts from coming into the building, another red flag. It's all piling up, and people look at, wow, you're not going to show Drake May highlights? And people have to, I know a lot of people here probably don't understand it, but he's UNC royalty. His father was a quarterback for UNC. His brother led the team to a basketball championship. The May family has a powerful name in North Carolina. They, with high school in Charlotte, all that stuff. But to not show Drake May highlights when he's having, a breakout season was a major red flag. Banning NFL scouts, red flag. Benefits to players going on. On top of that, the scoreboard. And it's a bad look, and you're hearing grumblings of, like I said, the money people, the power people are feeling like, yo, what are you doing? Like they feel like Danny felt he's lost his mind. And there's some powerful people. There's I think of his name right now. He's the head of a company called SAS. You might hear the golf tournament, the SAS Invitational in North Carolina, whatever. I think his name is something Goodnight. And he is probably as powerful as the top 5 NFL owners. His man's worth like $16 to $20 billion. He's right there in Cary, which is the next, almost the town or two over from Chapel Hill. And he's a UNC alum. And it's like, yo, these powerful people are like, yo, what are you doing? And we thought you were going to do this, this, and that. And it's not happening. And like I said, they lose the Cal 42-14. I think that's it. I think that's it for all of them. Unfortunately.
God.
And I agree with the caller. And I said this on Twitter beginning of the week. The minute Tom Brady got left and went and signed with the Buccaneers, I would have turned in my paperwork. I'm serious. He had nothing else to prove at that point.
Yeah.
Nothing else to prove. I'm the greatest head coach of all time. I got all the rings. I'm walking out. Phil Jackson did it when Michael Jordan didn't get his new contract in Chicago. I'm out. He should have left in. They shook hands and left, and his legacy would have been solid. Now it's trying to one up, but trying to go for records, chasing the dream is what's burying him right now.
I don't know. It feels like to me he's chasing the money. I'm not even sure if he really cares about the legacy that much.
I think he's chasing he's not chasing Shula's record. He's not even. It's like chasing accomplishments or legacy. I don't know what it is. But the minute they said, well, these NFL teams said we're not going to hire you, like the caller said, I would have stayed at ESPN and been doing what Saban's doing, chilling. And just chill and just relaxed. He probably make just as much money at ESPN on Fox Sports as he is right now at UNC. So, I mean, I kind of, in a way, I feel for him. I feel bad for him.
Wow.
Because, me. I know. I feel bad for him because he does love football. He does love the game of football. And I think we're losing too many people in sports that love the game. People are there for the money and what it gets for them, can give them. I think losing him, Popovich, Nick Saban, some of these older managers in baseball, you're losing guys that are there for the love of the game and not the money, the analytics, and the other stuff that comes with it. You're losing one of the greats. And he truly loves the sport. But I think he's somebody at his age trying to navigate a young man's world on a college level. That's for somebody who's either in their 30s, 40s, or extremely hip and cool. And he's none of the above. And he's trying to navigate that. Now, I'm not saying,
I get what you're saying.
He's a good grandfather. He's an old man.
His identity is all wrapped up in football. So it's probably hard to move on from that. And to think, like, what am I going to do after football? That could be the situation.
That could be, I got to hold on to something. Like, is he going to go coach, Everett football now? Like, is he going to do something just to stay in the game? And it's like, maybe that probably would have been better to go coach high school, but to teach. But I think on this level, it's really ruining him. And I do feel bad for him because I think he really does love the game and wants to win football games.
All right. The number is 617-779-0985. We got to take a break. We go.
It's not just the games. It's Toucher and Hardy, Zolak and Bertrand, Felger and Maz, Joe Murray. For Boston sports fans, it's 98.5, the Sports Hub. Beasley Media Group Station. Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
All right. The Seattle Mariners beat the Detroit Tigers 3-2 to win the ALDS 3-2. Game 1 of the ALCS between Seattle and Toronto goes down tomorrow night at 8:03. In the NLDS, Game 5 tonight between the Cubs and Brewers, first pitch at 8:08. The Las Vegas Aces are the WNBA champs once again after completing the finals series sweep of the Phoenix Mercury with a Game 4 97-86 win. The Bruins look to start the young season off 3-0 when they face the Sabres tonight at the Garden. The puck drops at 7, and you can catch all of the action right here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. College football, BC and Clemson tonight at 7:30. Preseason action, Celtics Cavs tomorrow at 7 p.m. But before that, y'all know the deal. Pat Saints at 1 p.m. in New Orleans, or as some would like to say, New Orleans. Your Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by, let's see. Well, they are driven by the rugged Honda Ridgeline. Head to your local New England Honda dealers to learn more and see our lineup of rugged vehicles. I'm Leroy Irvin. Your next update is in an hour.
Listen to it, laugh at it, get mad at it, agree with it, argue about it. It is Boston Sports. Boston Sports. And it is all we do. 98.5, the Sports Hub. Taking your calls, giving hot takes. Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle on 98.5 the Sports Hub.
Plus, everyone's all of a sudden all in love with the Patriots again, so it's partially because of that. But something that I truly love is seeing how mankind, human beings, are willing to help others. And right now, We have a very special guest, Chrissy Kelleher, CEO of Team Impact, is in the building. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Leroy.
You're doing good?
How are you?
I'm doing good. Now, don't be nervous. Not at all. Not one bit. We are going to have a great time. It's going to be a lot of fun. And once again, thank you so much for coming. So I just want to get started. What inspired Team Impact to start connecting children with college sports teams in the first place?
Team Impact was founded by a group of former college athletes. And one of our founders, his name is Jay Kalman. He had a brother when growing up who had challenges and wasn't able to play sports. And his brother got affiliated with a local baseball farm team and became sort of their bat boy. And Jay watched what that did for his brother and his family. And he went to some of his friends from Tufts. They were athletes, and he said, let's get together and I think we can bring this to other kids. And that was in his backyard in Norwell, Massachusetts, about 14 years ago. And we just celebrated this year having 4,000 matches.
Wow, congratulations.
So, yes, thank you.
That's huge. And I've been to a few events that Team Impact have held, and I was in the fields. I was touched. I was motivated. I was encouraged. So you guys are doing a phenomenal thing. Cerrone, I know you have a question.
Yeah, how does it feel to reach 4,000 matches? And did the team do anything special to celebrate that?
Oh, we celebrated, but then we got it. It feels incredible. It was such a proud milestone for us. Each number represents a child who found a team. And, we were reminded that day, of course, we were in our office and high-fiving and doing all the things that a lot of us are former athletes do. But it reminded us just how many more kids there are that we can serve. And so we're really just getting started. And the real celebration happens every day inside the locker rooms and across the nation when our kids are with their teams. So,
Cerrone and I, we do this. I'm going to say this, but it's whatever. We do this little show just once a week. But I've always felt, if you have any young people who their dream is to, be able to, let's say, do a sports report or come on air and talk sports, please let us know. We got to make that happen, okay? We got to make that happen. Do you remember the very first match Team Impact ever made?
Well, I'm relatively new to Team Impact, but I did my research, and it was a young boy named Ben who was matched with the St. Anselm's men's hockey team. And that was actually on Mother's Day 14 years ago. And believe it or not, and this speaks to the power of the relationships that Team Impact helps to create, Ben was a part of the wedding party of one of his former teammates. So that, these are life-changing relationships. What Team Impact does, we're a national nonprofit that matches children facing serious illness and disability, and we pair them with college sports teams across the country. And the important thing is these aren't meet and greets. Right. These are really teammates. These kids suit up with their teammates. They're on the sidelines. They're in the locker room. They're a part of the family. And he's not the only one who's been in a wedding party. So the relationships last in many cases forever.
Beautiful. Yeah. Beautiful.
And what I would add to that is what kind of impact do you usually see on the student athletes who get involved in these matches?
Yes. I mean, this is the real remarkable part of our program. It transforms everyone who's involved. I think college athletes show up and they think they're helping. And by the time they've gotten to know their match, they realize that they're the ones that are learning. They're learning what matters most in life. They're learning about resilience and compassion and courage. And it's an experience that runs deep for them. And it's amazing when we hear the student athletes talk about what they get out of this program.
I read some of the stories, and I read some stories about a kid named Mac, one named Emily, you got BJ and Remy, and they're just incredible stories. Is there one that personally stood out to you? Is there a story that stood out to you?
Well, as a former college athlete, I played lacrosse at Boston College a long time ago. Long time ago. Think wooden sticks. I can't help but think about Lucy, who was matched with the BC women's lacrosse team for 2 years. And it wasn't just Lucy who was matched. Lucy has cerebral palsy. It was her sister, Sophie, who also was matched. And the real powerful thing about that story in particular, besides my own personal connection to it, is that Lucy's parents were both Boston College graduates. And so it was a homecoming of sorts for them. And that's what our program does. It wraps its arms around not just the child that we match, but the siblings and the parents. And it's about community, and it's about being part of something that's bigger than any one person. And I get to see the Stiles family because, of course, I go to all the games. And Lucy's not matched anymore, but they're always in the stands, and they're wearing their BC gear. And their mother fell in love with the Team Impact program, and she helped to start a program for parents in our organization to help other families find their teams. And just deeply grateful for the fact that they stay involved. And I think that speaks to the power of the program as well.
Beautiful.
And how do teams usually, welcome a new teammate into the fold? How do they bring them along and get them ready to go?
Yeah, we actually, our matches sign a letter of intent, just like any recruited athlete does. And so, cool. We put together signing day ceremonies. So our team at Team Impact will work with the team and the family and come up with a day. And it's a big welcome celebration. It doesn't last too long because it doesn't take too long to sign the piece of paper, but it's a moment that makes it's the beginning of a journey, and it's really special that our matches, they get their own locker, their own jersey with their name, and the teams just quickly learn that their teammate is going to teach them just as much as their teammate's going to teach them.
That's dope.
Yeah.
What does the new alliance with the NCAA, what does it mean for the future of Team Impact?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, big thanks to Charlie Baker. I wonder if he's listening. I'm just kidding. But Charlie's been around Team Impact since the very beginning, and he really helped put us on the map with the NCAA, and that this relationship has been a long time in the making. And what it will do for us is numerous. It provide numerous opportunities, more. Outreach for athletic departments. So hopefully more teams. We have had, as I said, 4,000 matches, and we've engaged more than 100,000 student athletes. And so we want to see a time where every team and every division has a Team Impact teammate, and the NCAA now and our strategic alliance, it'll help us get there.
Well, how can colleges and student athletes who aren't involved yet become part of the program?
Sure. Athletic departments can reach out to us directly at teamimpact.org. Again, we work with all divisions and all sports, and we handle the matching process, and we provide clinical support. So our 2-year program is a therapeutic program. We have licensed clinicians who work with the athletes and the families. We take what we do very seriously. We're giving what we believe we are giving kids what medicine alone can't provide. We're giving them connection and purpose and belonging. And so we do this really well. And any athletic departments or college athletes out there, get in touch with us. We'll make it easy. And we'll change your life if you're a part of it.
My heart literally melted when I went to the event at BC. And part of the reason why it melted, to see the empathy and care that people are having for one another. I mean, how can you not? And to see young people get the opportunity, it was just beautiful. Looking ahead, though, what's next for Team Impact? What's the big goal after 4,000 matches?
Yeah, I mean, our vision is simple and it's unchanged. We want every child who's facing a serious illness or disability to feel supported by something bigger. And we want every team transformed by a greater purpose. So, we're in all 50 states, more than 4,000 matches, 100,000 student athletes. We just want to see those numbers grow and grow. And, this is just goodness in the universe, and we want to create a tidal wave of enthusiasm for people to witness just the joy of human connection and that what we can do for each other when we hold each other up, and what we can learn from each other. And we want every kid who can't access or can't play on a team to have the experience of being part of a team.
Yes.
Everybody deserves to have that chance. A lot of the kids that we serve, they're in and out of hospitals. They are missing school. They're missing friends. They're missing out on opportunities. And this provides consistency. That's the beauty of the 2-year program. And if you've come to any one of our events, and I encourage people out there, get involved, get in touch with us. When you see this come to life, it really is. It's the sports can be the great equalizer in this case, and we've only just started.
Yeah. Once again, this is Chrissy Kelleher of Team Impact. Before we go, one more time for the listeners out there, if they know of someone who they would love to see involved, if people want to donate and be a part, how can they reach out?
teamimpact.org. We'll make it as easy as possible. Just get in touch.
Oh, thank you so much.
Happy birthday, Leroy.
Oh, thank you so much. I hope you didn't hear my honeymoon story, did you?
I did not.
You did not?
I just got here. So.
All right. So you want me to, can I embarrass you right now on air?
Oh, boy.
It was a beautiful, beautiful honeymoon. However, there was one issue. Some swingers tried to hit on my wife and I.
That's definitely not what I thought you were going to say.
Once again, thank you, Chrissy Kelleher, CEO of Team Impact. Thank you so much for coming through. And to everybody out there listening, if it's touched your heart, if it's something that you want to be involved with, we've given you the information. We will tweet out, X out, whatever you want to call it. Social media will put it out there so that you can contribute and be a part of a beautiful thing. Once again, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we get back, more sports talk with your favorites, Leroy and Cerrone. It's 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Leroy and Cerrone on the Sports Hub.
These guys that he played against want that fast, bro. They were stronger, but they want that fast. These guys now, I would love to see him. I would have loved to see him play against Chad in his prime. I would have loved to see him play against Justin Jefferson right now today. You know, all these different guys. I would love to see him cover Tyreek. If Prime is who we think he is.
Are you me? We are the two most accomplished receivers in the history of this game. When you're talking about the most important things, championships, and your stupid ass talking about running fast like people weren't running fast back then. Are you me? What the hell are you talking about? I don't even know your name. And I certainly don't know your game. So who the are you to talk about what? Deion Sanders couldn't cover these guys today. Do you really know what you're talking about?
Michael Irvin going off.
I wish we could have played the whole thing, but it was just too much.
It was too much. That probably was too much to what we played, but Michael Irvin was going off. We just got to talk about it. Cerrone, I'm going to ask you this, and I already know pretty much how you feel, but I don't know how you're going to say it or if you feel any different. But why do people keep knocking old school players, saying they wouldn't stand the chance in today's game? Not just in the NFL, but it seems like throughout sports. Why does that keep happening?
You know, I as you're reading that, I'm thinking about it. It's because the first time in history, even though this generation under us, or the young guys, are always picking on them, but they're the first ones to have all the information of the history of the world in the palm of their hand, literally, and don't use it. Think about this. It's a lot of it is because they never seen Michael Irvin play. They never saw Deion Sanders. They didn't see Jerry Rice. They didn't see Herman Moore, Barry Sanders, Bo Jackson. And this is just the 90s. It's not like these guys played in the 50s. It's the 90s. Even though every single play of their career is on YouTube. You can go right there and watch it. Think about this, Leroy. We didn't see Babe Ruth or Willie Mays.
Right.
We didn't see Jack Johnson throw a punch. We didn't even see Muhammad Ali fight. He was retired for 10 years before he was even born. But we knew and respected every era of sports. I don't care if it's NHL, baseball, whatever. We respected the greats. And we always kept in mind the times opposed to their stats. Whereas today, it's basically everything that happens today is the greatest, and anything that came before today, I don't even know when the cutoff date is, wouldn't hold up. And with the Michael Irvin thing, the biggest argument, even in the comments, there was so many people, Michael Irvin's too slow to play today. And I'm like, are you sure about that? And I had to go back and look. Amazing what a quick Google search would do. Michael Irvin's 40 was faster than Puka Nakua's. In Mike Evans, in Devontae Adams, in all these great receivers, he was faster than them. And maybe the image of them playing with the bigger shoulder pads, more padding on their legs, and the uniform makes it look like they were slower. Or they could. Deion Sanders was a 6'6" corner who ran a 4.2 and wasn't even the fastest in the NFC. Dow Green is one of the fastest players to ever play the game, and Michael Irvin cooked Dow Green on a regular. And we didn't play it, but he basically was like, I used to go across the middle when they had the right to knock us out. Like they glorify knocking guys out. But I think the generation, they don't respect it. And the question I wanted to ask, I want to ask this to diehard NHL fans and Major League Baseball fans, because it seems like the only ones getting targeted and attacked by this are NBA and NFL players. All those guys couldn't play today.
Yep.
Do you ever hear, I'm asking the NHL and the baseball cats, do you guys ever hear anybody, even this is on ESPN and the big networks saying this stuff too, do they ever attack players and say, Wayne Gretzky couldn't play today? Mario Lemieux couldn't play today. You know, these guys, Patrick Waugh, he wouldn't be none today.
We had pain in our game.
That's it right there. Pain. They don't know what it's like. Would anybody say Pedro wouldn't be able to pitch today? Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like that's Roger true. Clemens, Nolan Ryan, they hit homers off him all day. Do you guys hear that on your end like we hear it as basketball, football fans? Do you guys hear even NASCAR, certain guys that wouldn't be able to drive today? Why is it always basketball and football to where they try and tear down the previous generation? And do you guys hear it on the NHL and Major League Baseball level?
Yeah, 617-779-0985. That's very, very interesting. I'll be interested to find out or to hear like the thoughts of hockey fans and baseball fans why it does or doesn't happen. I agree with you. I don't think it happens as much with hockey fans and baseball fans. And if that's the case, I wonder why. Why is there more respect for the past there than in the NBA and the NFL? I'll take it back a few years, Cerrone. Remember when the Celtics and the Lakers, I believe, were playing?
Yeah.
And they put on the old school shorts?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, they ended up changing it like halftime.
They didn't like it. They didn't like it. Blown out.
But I remember visually, I said, oh, my God, they look like what players looked like in the 60s, 70s. I'm talking about the body, the
aesthetic. They didn't look any more athletic at all.
Right. And I'm like, oh, shoot. And didn't you see something with AI?
I was just about to say, I saw a video the other day. It was an AI thing done right to where they basically visually enhanced highlight reels of Larry Bird. And they made it into like a 4K 60 frame a second thing where it was smooth. Basically just cleaned it up so it didn't look, old 80s film looks real soft. The contrast looks off, whatever. And these are the same highlights we've been looking at for decades with Larry Bird. And in the comments, people was like, oh my God, I never looked at it like this. He might be the greatest forward of all time. This is a lot of younger people like, yo, I did not know he had a bag like that. And it's the same exact highlights. Him shooting over the backboard in Houston or whatever. All these great plays. Him making Dominique Wilkins fall on a pump fake and all that stuff. Shooting fades over Clyde. People saw it in a clearer video and immediately said, oh, it looks like today. He looks faster. He looks athletic. It looks more smooth. And a lot of people are like, yo, once you see this footage, I think I see more Will Chamberlain. I seen the Michael Jordan one as well. And the comments are all the same. Maybe we have to go back and really look at these guys. And maybe they were faster, more athletic, and more skilled than we originally thought, and were thrown off by the visual looks of the way the game was broadcast.
Wow. Once again, 617-779-0985. Baseball, hockey fans, do younger players, fans, even the media, do they show more appreciation for the legends of the game than we see in the NFL or NBA? And if so, why do you think that is? Hit us up with that. Plus, when we get back, Jason Tatum, 150 days after an Achilles injury. Duncan? What does that mean? We'll talk about it next.
AI.
Right? It's 98.5, The Sport.
Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
I just have to applaud him, Malika. Look, the words that I got back from my sources in Boston is that they had to close it. They have to close the gym down and tell him to stay home. That's how much he has put into his rehab, and it is showing.
See it? Let me get you hip. There's a video out of Jason Tatum dunking just 150 days after his injury. Cerrone, I told you this earlier this week. When I saw it, I thought, first thing I thought, and this is terrible, I was like, is it AI?
Yep.
I said, is it AI? Because he has new shoes.
Yeah. I
was thinking of all that stuff. And unfortunately, because it seems like half of social media, maybe even more than that, is AI now, AI content. That's the first thing I thought. But apparently it's real. Apparently it's real. If that's the case, Cerrone, are the Celtics still contenders this season?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you have to. Now. Oh no, I'm not. I didn't say it loud, and I'm sorry. Yeah, I think they are, because you still, is he going to be the 30-point a game, leader in March immediately?
Right.
No, but the way the NBA stretches everything out, he comes back in March. He still ain't playing the playoffs till what, May? So he still has a couple months to then improve on whatever point he is in March. And if you notice in the video, if you watch it, when he dunks it, he's walking off and you can hear him say, I could have did this a month ago. Ooh. And he casually just walks off. And we've heard the reports that he's been in Boston the whole time. He's been working out there every day. He leaves on the weekends or whatever, or he's been out of town for a wedding or something like that. That's really it. But he's been in Boston the whole time, and he's been working on his game and getting back into game shape. And you look at March, man, it's October. You still got the rest of October. You got November. You got December, January. You got February. You got months before he's back. So I'm pretty sure over those next 5 months or so, he'll be, 5-6 months. He'll be back to 100%. And anytime you add a top 5, top 4, whatever you want to look at it, player, all NBA player to your roster, it takes you from middle of the pack to a contender. If put it like this, if you said, Jason Tatum just got traded to the Orlando Magic.
Oh, yeah.
You'd call them a contender, wouldn't you?
Yeah, sure. Yep.
You take any team that's 500 or a few games over and say, hey, Golden State Warriors, you just added Jason Tatum. They're contenders, just like that overnight. The Houston Rockets, they were like, yeah, they're okay. They're all right. Yeah, they're up and coming. Ime got them going.
Yep.
The minute they added Kevin Durant, they're contenders now. In the NBA, that's the difference between one player. LeBron James, at his old, broken down, needing attention self, if you add him to the Milwaukee Bucks right now, they're the favorites in the Eastern Conference. One player can control everything. The way we looked at Luka going to LA or AD going back to Dallas, one player swings everything. So the Celtics team, anything short of them being 15 games under 500 by March, yeah, they're back at being near the top, if not the top of the Eastern Conference with the Knicks, who we know they can beat. And I don't know who else. Who do you trust right now? Jason Tatum's Achilles. Oh, the entire 76ers starting five's legs.
Right.
Right. That's basically who you're competing with at this point. You're finding out Milwaukee tried to get rid of Giannis, and you still got the Knicks and all that other stuff. But outside of them, yeah, they're up there. And one thing no one's talking about with this, it's kind of a hot take here. What does this say about the work ethic and willpower of one Tyrese Halliburton? He had the same injury a week later and was worked on by the same doctor. And we ain't seen this kid outside of nothing but waving a towel on the sidelines of NFL.
It could just be a case where he's not down to show his process. He might be at the same pace.
like at the facility getting it in or whatever.
He could be. He's just like, you know what? I don't want to put it out there on video or anything like that. That could be the case. But Cerrone, I want to ask you this also. I mean, I know it's just preseason basketball, and the Celtics are going to take on the Cavs tomorrow. But just within the first 2 games so far, how do you feel about the Celtics, and do you think they're missing Jason Tatum too? I mean, obviously they are, but to what level are they missing Jason Tatum?
There's still teams that they should be beating, even without him. I mean, you haven't really seen them with everybody the first game. Peyton Pritchard didn't play. Simons didn't play. Neemias Scanner didn't play. And then they all played yesterday. And then Jaylen Brown didn't play. So we haven't seen them with everybody on the court together. I do know in the first game when the starters, for majority, what would be your starters were out there, they were running Memphis out of the gym. What I didn't like was, and I tweeted about this last night, they blew a 27-point lead or whatever it was, but it was mostly with guys who weren't going to do a lot of playing.
Right.
But Shireman and a few other guys were out there, and it wasn't just the Celtics, it was both sides. I love basketball. I know this is a home for the Celtics. This is the worst basketball I've seen probably in my life.
Oh, my God. Even though it's preseason?
It was bad. It looked like you threw the ball out at recess and said, y'all got to get a game in before the bell ring. That's what it looked like from both sides. And these were guys who are all American players. All Americans and guys that played at power schools should not know how to get across half court. The Celtics turned the ball over, I want to say 28, 29 times. Something ridiculous. The most they've had in a while. And it was because guys couldn't even dribble across half court. They didn't know how to beat traps and presses. And Toronto came back because they were just shooting step back threes and they started going in. It's like, yo, what is this? And I've said this before. There's 20 to 30 really good basketball players and 350 Jeff Greens. It's just a bunch of guys that can dunk between 6'6" and 6'9", shoot threes in the corner, and swing the ball around, repeat. There's no post-ups. There's no mid-range. Guys can't dribble. They don't know how to play point. It's set a pick, pass it, shoot the step-back three. Guys don't know how to play basic basketball, and it was horrible to watch last night. Horrible to watch a team blow a lead that big and turn the ball over that much, and to watch a team get down that big and turn the ball over that much, and it just bounced. It was, if you go back and just watch the last 3 minutes of that game last night, and anybody would see exactly what I'm talking about. I was so hurt for the game I love the most, the NBA I love basketball. This is not basketball, and it's destroyed from the grassroots level all the way to the pros.
617-779-0985 is the number. When we get back, so we had put out there, asking people about old versus new. People are calling in for that. Why is it that it seems like in baseball and hockey, they respect their legends, but in the NFL and NBA, they don't? Plus, Jason Tatum, we just...
local guys, lots of local sports talk. Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle on Boston's home for sports. 98.5 The Sports.
617-779-0985 is the number. We've been talking about a lot of things. Jason Tatum was the latest. And before that, we were talking about old versus new. For some reason, it seems like, especially in the NFL and in the NBA, fans, players, media members tend to compare the old versus new. And a lot of people say that the old couldn't compare to what we see today. They couldn't play in today's game. And Cerrone and I simply wanted to know from baseball and hockey fans, since we haven't heard about it a lot, maybe it happens, maybe we're wrong, but why does it seem as though with baseball and hockey, you don't hear a lot of that type of talk? And of course, we got callers. George, I'm not sure if the phone's going to work for me, but if we can take Danny in Hamilton. Danny.
Hey there, great show with James Brown. Got me fired up.
There you go.
As far as the old and the new with the NBA is that no doubt about it, the game has changed, especially with the three-point play. Now, the players these days are much more faster and they're stronger, but they're definitely not tougher. And these players now, if you took down like the three-point play out now, they couldn't play a half-court game to save their life on, and they don't play defense. All these teams, there's only very few teams in the NBA right now that are committed to defense.
Appreciate it, Danny. Let's go to Lewis in Boston. Lewis.
Hey, guys, love your show on Saturday. I want to add on to the caller that just called in. I agree. My take on it with the old versus new, I was thinking about this with my brother playing basketball. That three-point line, I think it really ruined the game and watered it down where the points aren't as valuable. And it makes it so the game, you can get away with a lot more. And my example of the no defense and the kind of AAU offense is Jalen Green. Seeing him in the playoffs, his game was just so lackadaisical, and it still got to the NBA. I think that's one of the problems in the NBA.
Appreciate it,
Good
Lewis.
point.
Yeah, Cerrone, how you feel about that?
That's a great point. What he just said, he still got to the NBA. These guys are getting drafted. There's no development. They're getting drafted on name and maybe. Potential is just a cool way of saying maybe. He might be. He could be one day. And they're drafting these guys, and there's no teaching. No one's learning anything. It's like, I'm going to be a, top 100 ESPN recruit. I'm going to go play at St. Bonaventure for 10 games, get a fake ankle injury, look good, score 20 against a community college, and then get drafted in the top 10. Make $1 million and never change my game, run high, pick and roll, get a couple dunks here or there. And you're like, whatever happened to so-and-so? Whereas you see a lot of clips going around to Tim Duncan, and it was like, he might have been the most polished high school player ever. It's like, because he played for 4 years.
You know who's looking good? I've only seen a few clips, not much. Who's the player over there with Portland? Asian guy.
Oh, yes. Oh, I can't think of his name.
Think of it, but man, just
fundamentally sound.
Yeah, footwork is crazy.
But you get that with a lot of international guys because they put them in leagues. We're going to develop you at 14 years old. So by the time you're 18, 19, you're going to know the basics of basketball. The Celtics, give them credit. Was it Hugo Gonzalez?
Yeah, buddy.
He going to be a player.
That's a motor. He got a motor.
He got game. He knows what he's doing. He blocking shots. He's getting steals. He's got like the biggest hands in Taco Fall, something crazy like that. He knows what he's doing on a basketball court. And I'm like, Brad got him one. He got one. He knows what he's doing. But some of these other guys, it's like, can you bring the ball up with your head up and run offense? Nah, I don't do that. I can run pick and roll. I can shoot corner threes and dunk. That's it. This is no development in the 3-point line. And real quick, the call said about the defense. Did you see they added a new rule to defending 3-point shots?
Oh, God, what?
Scal and them were calling it the high five. You know, when a guy shoots a three and you can put your hand up and almost like give them a high five when they shoot it.
Yeah.
If you try that today, it's a technical foul.
Stop it.
They call it. It's a foul on a jump shot. He gets 3 shots in the ball.
But here's the deal. everything that you're saying and that the callers are saying so far, it doesn't explain to me why.
Oh, why people think they can't do it.
Right, how old-timers, legends couldn't play in today's game. If anything, it sounds like people are making the excuse that they absolutely could because the game is watered down. And we haven't heard from anybody saying why it's being said in the NFL, too.
Yeah.
We played
Is there anybody on MLB Network that'd be like, oh, man.
Right.
These guys would never be able to do this back in, or whatever. You could, like I said, Bo Jackson couldn't hit a home run today. Like, what?
Right. And we tend to not hear that when it comes to baseball and hockey. Maybe John in Franklin has a different take. John.
Yeah, how you doing, guys? What's going on?
We're doing pretty good. How are you?
So I have a father who was a Red Sox legend, and he passed away 10 years ago. We used to talk about this stuff all the time. He would say, yeah, I'd hit these guys, because he thinks it's all watered down nowadays. So that was his take.
Oh, appreciate it, John. I'm trying to, George, if you could, the phone's is acting up. Let's go to, I believe it's Rel in Uxbridge. Rel?
Hi, how you doing, guys?
Doing pretty good.
First-time caller. Well, I was looking to weigh in on that old versus new.
Yes.
I've always wondered, everybody's always talking about how everybody's more developed these days, but can the new play in the old? Would they have a shot mentally playing back then? Because there was a lot of mental toughness that we don't get.
Appreciate it, Rel. See, here's the deal. And he just reminded me of something. We have seen recently, especially in football, we all agree the quarterback is the most important position in football and probably in sports. It's one of the most important. They're holding up emoji signs and things like that on the sidelines to communicate to
a squirrel and a Lego.
And for 20 plus years, we had Tom Brady. Now, Tom Brady isn't the only one who was a thinker, who was basically like another coach on the field. That was the norm. That was the expectation. We don't have that anymore. So the nerve of somebody to say that people from the past couldn't play in today's game is
and
just
you're reading
crazy.
the sign of you got to look at a symbol of a SpongeBob,
right?
For the coach to tell you if it's a run or pass play or not.
That's crazy to me.
And real quick, I just throw the stat out here real quick. Major League Baseball, people say the hitters, the callers said the development. This is an excuse, it's not the callers, it's people's excuse. No, the development is here, players are this, the training and all that. 7 players hit 300 this year. That's it. George, is that right? 7, only 7.
I've seen a comparison to what it was in the 90s. I would say the same thing with complete games. Complete games, I think the league leader was 2. It's a different.
Is it because players across the league were trying to hit for power?
Yeah, that's pretty much what they do, right? They kind of preach nowadays, like launch angle and that kind of stuff. You can lose me with that.
Oh, God. Anyways, we got to take a quick break. That's some good stuff.
It's not just the games. It's Toucher and Hardy, Zolak and Bertrand, Felger and Maz, Joe Murray. For Boston sports fans, it's 98.5, the Sports Hub. Beasley Media Group Station. Sports Hub headlines. Presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
All right, the Seattle Mariners beat the Detroit Tigers 3-2 to win the ALDS 3-2. Game 1 of the ALCS between Seattle and Toronto goes down tonight, tomorrow night at 8:03. In the NLDS, Game 5 between the Cubs and Brewers. First pitch at 8:08. The Las Vegas Aces are the WNBA champs once again after completing the final series sweep of the Phoenix Mercury with a Game 4 97-86 win. The Bruins, they look to start the young season 3-0 when they face the Sabres tonight at the Garden. The puck drops at 7, and you can catch all the action right here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. College football, BC and Clemson tonight at 7:30. Preseason action, Celtics Cavs tomorrow at 7. And before that, y'all know what's up. The Pats Saints at 1 p.m. in New Orleans. Your Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by the 99. Head to the Nines for game day this Sunday. Score 6 packs of bone-in wings for just $5.99 and full-size apps for just $6.99. You gotta love the Nines. I'm Leroy Irvin. Leroy and Cerrone will be right back.
This is what happens when analysts take over the games, take over the sport.
This is where you talk sports.
It happens all the time.
The Sports Hub. Now,
Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle.
Leroy and Cerrone
On Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
But today's show was also dedicated to love because we thought, man, everyone in them fell in love with the Pats again, too. Is it too soon? I don't know. But anyways, we've been having a lot of fun. It's been great. And, yeah, we're just going to keep things rolling. Right now, let's do the entertainment report. It's going to be short and sweet, but this past week we learned that former Jets quarterback and NFL analyst for Fox Sports, Mark Sanchez, was arrested after being stabbed. Before I move on with the story, Cerrone, remember when we went to New York City for the NFL draft before they started going to different cities? And remember it was like Telemundo or something interviewed me about Mark Sanchez?
Yes.
Patriot fans, Boston sports fans, you would be happy because a brother held it down in the belly of the beast. I went off on Mark Sanchez. I didn't care. We were surrounded by New Yorkers, and guess what? They did nothing. Nothing at all. Anyways, back to Mark Sanchez. He's facing a felony battery charge, 3 misdemeanors, and now we have video of what Sanchez was doing prior to and during the altercation. Basically, Cerrone, I don't know if you've seen it. It's him stumbling around for about 20 minutes. To me, he looks like he's drunk, high, or both. You see him pull the victim out of the truck. That's not funny because I don't know if you've seen the picture of the guy that got beat up.
Yeah, I did.
I thought he was a Walking Dead extra. He got his behind whooped. Again, so you see Mark Sanchez pulled him out the truck. You also see Sanchez running like he was at the combine. He was taking off. It's just a mess. Police
He's taking off because that dude started saying, you know what? I done had enough of this.
Police say they have multiple videos, and Sanchez is facing up to 6 years in prison. Moving on, in case you missed it, Drake's defamation lawsuit over Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us. This song was dismissed. It should have never, ever been entertained to begin with. I'm so sick of him. He need to get back to just making good music and just leave it at that. Got the wrong people in his circle, or maybe he doesn't have anybody in his circle at all.
Ooh.
I don't know what's going on.
What circle?
I know. Moving on, Mobb Deep's new album, Infinite, is out. I've listened to it. I'll just say this. I'm thrown off by the difference in the audio quality. So for those that don't know, Prodigy passed away, and his tracks sound a little bit muddier. It's not that they were recorded bad. It's just that technology is different. And then Havoc sounds really, really clean and clear. But I would still give it a listen. So check it out if you get a chance, okay? Let's see. October 25th. Guess what's coming back, Cerrone? Can you guess?
What's that?
Versus.
Oh, who is it this time?
All right, so you asked the right question. It's going to be Cash Money versus No Limit.
Oh, that would have been a perfect New Orleans.
Oh, right.
Today, that would have been perfect for New Orleans. Oh.
Cash Money going to clean up. I mean, I know it's going to be all about love, and they're going to show support for one another. If it was a real competition, Cash Money versus No Limit, Cash Money all day. All day.
Sure?
You sure? Yeah. Come on,
sure?
I mean,
see murder mystical like the red.
They had their moment. I'm talking about No Limit. They had their moment. They had some hits. But Cash Money, I mean, to be honest, they still rolling today. So that's going to be kind of tough. And last but not least, we got some new movies in theaters. Roof Man. It's about a former soldier who breaks out of prison and hides inside a Toys R Us.
True story, man.
True story. It sounds silly, but I heard it's actually
very true.
Movie. I heard it's really a good movie. And then you got Tron, the new Tron movie, which I'm going to go see. I'm hearing that it's not that great, but visually, I got to see it in the movie theaters. I got to go check it out. So that's that. And that is your entertainment report.
Real quick, Leroy. I didn't know this was coming out yesterday. It was to my pleasant surprise when I got home. Battlefield 6 dropped yesterday. I ain't get off this couch, man, after midnight.
Is that good?
I just been playing. I didn't even play the multiplayer. I played it when it was the beta. I was playing the campaign last night, and when I jumped out the back of the plane, and the building I landed on collapsed, and I was in the amphibious vehicle in the water, switching. I was done. I couldn't leave it. Battlefield 6 is what it is, and I don't know how you can go from that and going back to playing whatever's left of Call of Duty. Battlefield 6 is the truth, and I already know what the multiplayer is all about. I'll be on that later, but yes, I'll be looking for all you guys listening online tonight when I get back on. But yes,
Cerrone,
Battlefield 6 is going to carry me through the rest of the winter.
I trust your takes on video games, so I'm gonna get the game when I get home. But I've noticed, I don't know. I can't explain what's going on, but my video game playing days have like diminished.
You don't have time
considerably.
No time.
And my kids are older, so I thought I would have more time because I remember the days, feeding them and holding them in my arms while still playing. And
I played in the hospital when my kid was when CJ was born.
No, you didn't.
Yes, that's a true story. My wife's probably listening upstairs right now. I sure did. I played Tiger Woods golf right on the 10th floor of Beth Israel Hospital in the bed holding a newborn.
Did she ever express how that made her feel? Because if she hasn't, I'm sorry to tell you.
Well, I
she
played.
Wasn't a fan of that at all.
I played while she was in labor.
Oh, my God.
It was in the labor. It was like 18, 20 hours.
No,
it wasn't like it wasn't at the end.
No, you're supposed
this was like hour 8.
No, you're supposed to watch the machine, give her a heads up when you see that needle getting a little bit wilder and say, hey, you got
after 7 hours, I know the machine better than the nurses. Like, that's just, don't worry about that. That was just gas. That ain't the mistake. It's not. Man, I sat there. I played a lot of Tiger Woods golf. I had my Xbox in the room.
You're bugging.
And I see in the machine, you can tell when it's coming. I'm like, oh, here it come, boo, get ready. And the contraction would hit. Then now I know it. Now I got another half hour. And I did that until it got down to 20 minutes. The worst thing, I tell you what was worse than playing Xbox. I made the fatal mistake and went and got Chinese food. Shout out to Mr. Chan's at Beth Israel Hospital in the medical area. That place held me down. I came in the room with Chinese food. Mm-hmm. And the smell basically sent everything into overdrive.
Oh my!
It made her feel sick, and I just ruined it. And I do apologize, baby, for the Chinese food in the room. I think that was far worse.
What about the video games? You're not apologizing for that?
She didn't mind. She didn't say she mind.
Yeah.
She had other things on her mind to worry about what I was doing on the back nine.
I'm going to help you out because I'm your boy. Here's what you do. After the show today, when we get off the air at 5 o'clock.
I got a picture of it somewhere, too.
You could go down to your nearest store, grocery store. Go find the flower section. Grab.
Right up the alley now. You right up the alley.
There you go. Grab some flowers.
Right up the alley. Trader Joe's, to be exact.
And then I want you to go get a card, but the card has to be blank on the inside because you're going to need to write down some words from your heart. You can't leave it up to Hallmark. This got to come from Cerrone. And you need to give her that and apologize. I can't believe you played video games in the room while she was in labor.
I had the Xbox the whole time we were there. I'm holding my son who was 5 hours old in my left hand and had the sticks and was I was leading the way on tour for the whole weekend.
You're dumb, man. I can't believe you did that. Point being, you're saying Battlefield is the truth.
Yeah, it is.
I'm going to pick it up tonight. One more
Battlefield
thing,
6 is the truth.
And I know this is an inside thing, but, for all the fathers out there, when you're trying to bond with your kids, especially once they start getting older, teenage years.
That's what I was doing with him.
No. Man, he was brand new.
He was only 6 hours old. He was already ready for the sticks.
He had that dead umbilical cord piece still attached to his belly button. Did you talk about? I'm talking about when they're like, teenagers and whatnot. And you try to, stay, close and connected with them. And sometimes you use video games. I'm trying to figure out, Cerrone, what's going on with our college football league.
I don't know either. You know what? I didn't push the issue because I know you were going through. You were doing your stuff for getting ready for the big day.
Don't say going through. That's
not going through.
Okay.
I
was preparing
getting ready
for.
You had other things to worry about than playing NCAA. But I'm there, baby. Stay right there, ready. Stay ready to go.
Okay. All right.
I'm about to take over UNC. They got issues down there. They can use a new coach.
George,
but yeah, I'm ready to get back in NCAA whenever y'all ready.
You can hit the music, George. We're going to take a quick break. When we get back, one of the best I've seen. I've watched a lot of basketball, and I pay attention to coaches. One of the best coaches to coach ball. I saw it at the Garden. I'm not talking about Joe Mazzulla. I'll tell you who it is, and we're going to have a really good conversation with that person when we get back. It's 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Kingdoms are falling, angels be called.
Taking your calls, giving hot takes. Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
It's try to act like, they don't want to admit it, but I admit it. I sing that song, and then there's another song coming up. I'll say it. Fantasia's. When I See You. Oh, I sing that with all my heart, all off key and all that stuff. But anyways, enough about me. Right now in studio, we have the one and only Chantel Jeter and Cassie. What's going on, y'all? Wait, hold on for a second. Press that blue button.
This one. Gotta turn the mic
on. There you go. What's going on?
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for coming in here. Chantel is the founder of You Got It Girl, which is a beautiful. Let me just tell you how we met. Okay, so when was it? Was it Monday?
It was Monday.
So Monday at the Garden, ABCD Hoop Dreams tournament was going on, and out the blue, I was asked to do play-by-play. I don't know. I mean, I did my best, but at the end of the day, it was a phenomenal event. It was to raise money and to give back, and there's this young lady coaching this team full of females. And Cerrone, when I tell you they were balling, they were balling. I'm talking about precision, discipline, communication, X's and O's. And the coach that was coaching is sitting right in here today. You did a phenomenal job.
Thank you so much.
Just great stuff. Let's start at the beginning. Do you remember that first moment when you picked up a basketball at 7 years old, and what hooked you?
I don't remember the exact moment. I just know I was 7 because I was in 2nd grade, and my first coach and favorite teacher ever, Debbie Walsh, she encouraged me to play, and I feel like she was one of the first adults other than my mom in school that made me feel seen and made me feel like I can do things that were hard. So she made me really excited about trying basketball, and I feel like I was really invested in it at 7, and I played hard and a lot, and that's why I want to focus on supporting young ladies at that age, because I know it's a pivotal moment when you're getting into sport.
Yeah.
I hate when I hear young people say they stop playing a sport because of one experience or because of one coach, and I feel like some people just stop.
Yeah.
So just being resilient in that space and being a mentor and someone to encourage girls to just try everything and to continue even when it's hard.
The You Got It Girl isn't just a camp. It's a movement. How did that first take shape in your mind?
So I actually decided a few years ago that I wanted to write a children's book.
Oh, wow.
And originally I was going to name it Yes, She Can or something along those lines. And that was very dry. And I didn't like it. At the time I was coaching high school basketball in Wellesley. And every time we were at practice and I was cheering the girls on, I would yell, "You got it, girl."
Nice.
And it was just something I would always say. So I'm like, we gotta rock with that because I say it, people say it, and it's encouraging.
Wow. The acronym in You Got It Girl stands for Growing Independent Resilient Leaders. That's very, very powerful. How did you land on that name, which you kind of already said, but and what does each word mean to you personally, though?
So I was actually talking to a friend as I was working on my logo and getting that finalized, and they suggested using an acronym. And we were just playing off the words until we landed on that one. I was like, it's perfect. It went really well, and it's part of the mission. It's what we do.
You said that the camp is all girls, all women. Why was creating this kind of space so important for you?
I was a PE teacher for a few years. I know when it comes to athletics, a lot of girls are already not comfortable in that space. So to get in the space and not have a woman there to represent for them, to show them how it's done, makes it harder for them. So that's why I became a PE teacher, so that I could be a voice in that space. I also love being the first woman, the only Black woman. That excites me a lot. And there aren't a lot of women in physical education, and it's one of those jobs that the people don't leave. And I did it for 4 years, and I was able to support a lot of young women in the space, but I had to get out of it so that I can support even more young women.
We talked off air, and I was doing my research on you, and come to find out, you were coaching at Belmont. Now, for the record, for those that don't know, I went to Belmont from 1st grade to 10th grade. So when I saw that, I was excited. I was like, okay, Belmont High, she was doing her thing. What happened at Belmont High? Why aren't you coaching there anymore? What happened?
Coaching is coaching like officiating, right? Every time you go into a gym, somebody's going to be mad at you.
Yeah.
Everyone's not going to be happy. I feel like youth sports are going through a lot right now, while especially I focus on girl sports more than anything because it's the most important to me. I feel like the WNBA is thriving, and then you look at AAU, and we're having some struggles over there. Personally, for me, I think something that needs to be talked about, the elephant in the room that a lot of people don't talk about, is I think parents are having a negative impact on sports.
Wow.
And I'm not saying this to be messy or to start an argument, but it's something that needs to be talked about. I think that we can educate them about being in the space, encourage them to have specific conversations with their kids and avoid certain conversations. Maybe giving a kid 24 hours after the game before they talk to them. Not shouting things in the gym, making their kid look crazy or feel crazy. I was at a game before and a young woman's dad was screaming and she just looked so embarrassed. And I felt terrible for her because I'm like, you're ruining this experience for her. So again, I left coaching so that I can continue to focus on what is more important to me. And that is, how do we make this space safe for kids? How do we make them excited about coming into this space? How do we help them grow in this space? I also would love to focus on bringing more women into the space. I met Cassie through basketball. She does a lot of great work with her brand, Still Got It Athlete. And I'm always just trying to figure out how can we bring more women together that are doing this work so that we can make it even bigger and even better.
Speaking of Cassie, can you just tell us how you two met and how this relationship has formed?
So we initially met in the Pink Sunday League in Cambridge, playing flag football. There was a committee that they had started, and we met through that, saved your number, and then the committee kind of like died out. But we always kept in contact. I've always helped her with anything basketball related, and we've always just found each other in the same space. Super reliable and accountable. We tell each other this all the time. I was like, I could work with you on anything because I know it's going to get done. So just like she was saying, my brand Still Got An Athlete. Like, sport has brought my personality out and my confidence. So helping the youth build their confidence when they're younger is through any sport, and specifically, obviously, basketball, because we play basketball. So just seeing how we can connect from you got it, girl, at the younger age level, and then once they graduate high school and go through college, still having that space to compete. Because I know when I graduated college, I legit had a panic attack. I'm like, I've always identified as an athlete. I don't know myself outside of being an athlete. Like, how can I still compete? And so now my brand is to bring competitive events in each and every sport so people can prove that they still got it. And the same thing with Chantel, with her saying, if you played any sport, you're always trying to prove that you still got it. I don't care what it is. If you have that competitive edge, I hear people on the court every time, like, let's have a shootout. I still got it. I still got it. I can beat you. I still got it. So just trying to create that space for people who are young adults that still want to compete, that it's not out there.
You know, bringing you up on the elevator, I found out that you still playing flag football?
Me too.
You're playing too?
So I actually got hurt 2 weeks ago playing her team. It was a playoff game, and I played middle linebacker. So the ball, one of my teammates caught it. It flew in the air. I went to grab it. I got tackled. I should not have been tackled, but it messed up my shoulder. So that's why I was coaching, actually. I was supposed to play on Monday.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Well, again, seeing you coach and seeing the young ladies on the court, everything that you guys have been talking about during this interview, I saw it in the young ladies on the court. The confidence, the communication, the supporting of one another. I ain't gonna lie. I'm supposed to be calling the game, and I was rooting for y'all on the mic. Like, I wanted you guys to win. You guys did a phenomenal job. Cerrone, I know you have another question.
I have a question to that. We were just having a conversation a few minutes ago, well, before you guys came on, about the lack of development when it comes to basketball. But why is there strong development in women's basketball still, but we don't see the same development in men's or boys basketball? It seems way more fundamentally sound and true to basketball when we're watching ladies play, but we're looking at the men's game either all the way up to the professional level and saying, what happened? Where's the fundamental? Where's the divide when it comes to fundamentals with young ladies and with the boys teams?
I think it's always been like that. I think the women are just getting more recognition now, and we're seeing it more because of social media. I feel like I've had many conversations with folks about how women are more fundamentally sound when it comes to basketball. Guys are just out there trying to win, trying to show off. Yeah, I think that the girls are just getting more attention right now.
Beyond the drills in the scrimmage, and you're teaching creativity and confidence. What's one moment where you really saw that come to life?
So one thing we did this past summer that I was super excited about, I got yellow pom-poms for the first day of camp because yellow is the color that I chose for You Got It Girl. Yellow makes me happy. I feel like it makes people happy. It's a bright and fun color. And we just had those pom-poms throughout the summer. So one day, our youngest group of girls, ages 6 to 8, they were making up chants for the older girls. So the older girls practiced their drills so they could demonstrate them for them so that they could learn them. But we gave them a job too, so they weren't just sitting there. I feel like I bring that in from like PE class. I don't want anybody sitting down. How can we get everyone involved? So the girls made up their own chants and cheers, and they were so excited and so proud of themselves.
Okay, all right. Can you guys stick around?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we got a few more questions for you. We love it. We have Chantel Jeter here in the building, Cassie in the building, flag football just champions and basketball champions.
Got a game tomorrow.
Yeah, something went down at the Reggie Lewis. We got to talk about that too. It's 98.5, the Sports Hub.
If there's a question of my heart,
and Cerrone on the Sports Hub.
Athlete in the building. Can y'all tell me about this whole Reggie Lewis Health and Wellness Championship? I keep hearing about it. Tell us about that. What went down? Oh, hold on one second. You got to just press the button. There you go.
My fault.
Uh-huh.
Over the weekend, I had the honor of being. I was honored at the Reggie Lewis Track and Athletic Center as the Health and Wellness Champion for the work that I do through Boston Public Schools and You Got It Girl, supporting young people in our community. They asked me who I wanted to present me with the award, and I actually chose two of the young ladies from You Got It Girl. One participant who's been with us for 3 years, one who's been with us for 2 years. Shout out to Jade and Kaylin. And we also invited them to actually play with us in the game on Monday at the Garden at Hoop Dreams.
What was their response after playing at the Garden? Because that's special.
So I think they were both very nervous before they went in. We have some really funny photos of, I got to show you, Kaylin, when she came out of the game, she shot an air ball and she was worried about it. And what I really appreciated was the ladies on the team who didn't even know her were encouraging her to keep shooting and to not be nervous. And I kept telling her to have fun. But that's what I really appreciate about these spaces. If we can bring our young ladies in, and the women and girls that we know and that we play with are going to support them and teach them just like we do.
Cerrone?
Oh, yeah. One of the questions I was going to ask earlier, but you partnered with Northeastern University and Change Live to measure the impact of the program. It's very impressive. What kind of growth have you seen in the girls who've gone through the camp?
So much growth. So we just completed year 3 of the camp. We've seen hundreds of girls each summer. After we completed surveys with the families and the girls over the summer, 70% of girls said they felt the camp was the right place for them.
Beautiful.
82% made new friends, and their confidence grew between weeks 1 and 2. By week 4, 73% said they felt stronger, and over half said they felt more hopeful since coming to camp. Caregivers saw big changes too. 100% said that the camp met their expectations, and 85% noticed positive social, emotional, or physical growth in their daughters.
That's beautiful.
And before I forget, I just wanted to say a huge shout out to Boston Public Schools. Obviously, I'm a Boston Public Schools graduate. This program is offered to our students each summer, and I want it to be offered to them every single summer to come. And then thank you to Emmanuel College for taking us on each year. The facility's beautiful. I love to get the girls on the campus. Next year, I actually hope to have an overnight, maybe for a weekend or a week for some of our older campers so they can experience college life.
That's dope. You've talked about the importance of mentorship. Who were some of the mentors who shaped your journey, and how do you try to pass that forward?
I said Debbie Walsh, my first coach, second grade teacher. I grew up at the West End House Boys and Girls Club in Brighton. I still do a lot of work with them. Andrea Howard, Jenny Newt were women that have been in my life since I was a young person. Currently, I work as the manager of special projects in the Division of Student Support at Boston Public Schools under Corey McCarthy, who does a lot of great work with young people. He actually has a few championships in the city as well when it comes to basketball, so it was great having his support while I was coaching too. And then Dwayne Powell, who you know also, the reason I started playing basketball. So he's the founder, actually co-founder of the Hoops Lab, and the reason I started coaching.
Nice. Cerrone?
Yeah, you once said if something isn't there, hold on, let me get this right now. If something isn't there, I'm excited to create it. It's a powerful mindset. Where do you think that drive comes from?
I just can't wait. I can't wait for people.
I felt the energy shift too when you answered.
I can't let people get in my way.
Yep.
If I want to do something, I got to move around you. I got to figure it out. I got to find another way, someone else. Like, I always talk to people about staying in a job they don't like, or in a friendship or a relationship they don't like. I'm like, you got to go. Like, you're just sitting in that, and you shouldn't, and you don't have to. And I think it's important for me to show girls that they don't have to wait. If they want something, they got to go do it.
All right. Before we end this interview, I'm going to give you both an opportunity. Is there anything else you want to say? You just want to get off your chest that you've, waited for a chance to be on a platform like this, and you just want to say to the city and to the people, to the region? Cassie, you want to?
I'm gonna let Chantel go first.
Okay.
So Cassie and I recently have been having a lot of conversations about the collaboration between the two of our brands and the work that we can do. And just a common theme that I see a lot in the city, unfortunately, is some folks don't want to support others, or they don't want to join forces. And I don't know if they realize the power in joining forces.
That's right.
For me, I feel like if you're doing great work and I'm doing great work, why can't we do it together? Why can't we partner and have a greater impact? So I guess what I want to get off my chest and the message is, find people who are doing the work that you want to do, and connect with them. Support the work that they're doing. Ask them to support the work that you're doing. Standing around making faces, being salty, or like trying to recreate things that are already happening. Like, we can do it together. Again, just not being afraid of someone taking over, or I don't know what the fear is.
Yeah.
I wish I did, but just join other people to have a greater impact is the
Collab.
message.
You got to come together. Cassie?
I say my message just overall to the youth is, because I've been coaching for 14 years, I always tell my players, listen now, understand later. If you have an adult in your life that you know supports you, and they're giving you advice that's obviously not life-threatening, listen to them now, and I promise you, 2-3 years later, you're going to say, wow, I'm happy I listened to Coach. I'm happy I listened to so-and-so, because they're telling you things from prior experience, so you don't put yourself in the same position and then have to backpedal or dig yourself out of a hole. So listen now, understand later. It speaks to everyone, and it'll bring you far.
You need to put that on a T-shirt. I'd buy one right now. That's yeah. Listen now, understand later. All right, for anyone listening who wants to support or get involved, maybe sponsor, volunteer, or send their daughter, how can they connect with you in the camp?
So we actually, I have more time this year, so I'm hoping to do some clinics soon. You can follow me on Instagram at Coach Chantel, SHANTELL, or at You Got It Girl LLC. We will post future opportunities. I definitely want to get some stuff out there for young ladies ages 4 to 7 soon. I don't think there's a lot for them right now.
And you said a website?
I don't have a website. I was telling you that. Not yet.
Okay.
Coming soon.
It's working.
So just check us out on Instagram while we continue to work on all that stuff.
And the energy you got and the vibes you giving, oh yeah, it's going to get done really, really soon. Again, I was really, really impressed by what I saw on Monday night at the Garden, and I'm even more impressed today. Thank you two for both coming through. We appreciate it. We wish you much success, and if there's anything that Cerrone and I can do to help with the process and help with the growth and the connection and the collabing, let's do that, okay?
Thank you so much.
All right, appreciate it so much. When we come back, going to wrap this show up. Players call and a little bit more. It's 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Now, Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Says it's 98.5 The Sports Hub. Leroy and Cerrone. What a show. It feels good to be back, man. We was off for like a month. It's like riding a bike. Just getting back to it. Listen, we don't have a lot of time, so let's do the players call.
Y'all want to hear my player call? I think, do you want to hear the player call?
All right, this is the time when we take time to show love to someone who's done something phenomenal in sports or in our everyday lives. George, I need just a little bit more. I need to feel just a little bit more Red Sox, where I first remember getting familiar with the Red Sox, period. I remember Wade Boggs. I remember Roger Clemens. Names like that. Mike Greenwell, too. Rest in peace. Cerrone, you had something to say about that?
No. It's the same thing. Same here as when I got into watching baseball. I believe the road games were on 38 with the Celtics.
Right.
TV 38, I think. Wait, the home games were, he had to have cable to watch the home games, but the road games, I believe, used to be on channel 38 as well, along with the Celtics and I think the Bruins too.
Wow. Speaking of the Red Sox, Fenway Park, y'all already know how we feel about Fenway. I'm just going to leave that alone. But if I'm the Red Sox and I'm Fenway Park, I'm a little bit tight. Cerrone, did you hear about the Savannah Bananas?
Yeah, they're not playing at Fenway.
How you gonna be at Gillette? I get it. It's a much bigger place and you can pack the place out. But if I'm the Red Sox, if I'm Fenway Park, I'm like, man, I'm a little tight. We could have.
If I'm Robert Kraft, I'm like, Didn't they want a dual stadium in South Boston years ago?
You still, yeah.
I'm just trying to say, everybody's getting nice new facilities and nice shiny new toys. Gillette's about to be the oldest stadium in the galaxy. Fenway is already as old as the Titanic ruins. Cool to have them both in a nice new facility that they,
I ran into Scott Zolak in the building. It's pretty much every day. But one day I ran into him and I asked him about that. I said, hey, you think, Kraft would consider rebuilding or making a new stadium, building a new stadium? Man, with the quickness, he was like, nope, it's not happening. I mean, and he made sense. He's like, yo, you put hundreds of millions of dollars into the renovation. What are you going to go and build a new place for? You gotta get your money's worth. It ain't happening. And I know it hurts because you look at other, teams, Tennessee.
Every team.
Yeah, everybody's got a new one coming up.
And Bills just laid down nice, fresh grass in their new building.
Oh, man.
Everybody going to have nice, shiny stuff. And we got the lighthouse. Like, yo, real? Like the lighthouse? Yeah, I was watching. I don't know if you guys stayed up and watched that phenomenal baseball game last night. The Mariners have a screen system. It was beautiful to see the setup that they had in the game. I said, man, that's nice. And it's like, man, one day. But, I mean, Fenway, Gillette, y'all got to get with the times, man. Stop trying to put new things on there, new paint and all that. Time for some new stadiums to go up. You're going to have the oldest stadiums in the country. Get it together.
All right. Coming up next, Matt McCarthy. He's already in the building. McCarthy, if you could, jump on the mic. I sense you fighting to keep your head up and not down because the Red Sox aren't in the playoffs anymore. They got knocked out by the Yankees.
So here's the thing, guys. Yes, a little bit, but it's also a beautiful feeling because it makes me feel alive. You know, like as an old school Red Sox fan, and you guys were just talking about growing up, watching Greenwell and that era, and that's the era that got you into baseball.
Yep.
Aren't the Red Sox supposed to disappoint you in the end? And I'm just, no, seriously, I'm so happy that they're at a place where they can disappoint me again, because the last 3 years, it was impossible to get to me. It was impossible to really make me feel about them because they were so mediocre. They were so apathetic. I felt so apathetic towards them. They made me feel something again. They kicked me in the groin again. And you know what? That's a good thing.
McCarthy,
I'm feeling something.
You said that, and you said that's a good thing. So I'm going to ask you this question.
Yeah.
And be very, very honest. As a fan, yes, it hurts to see them get knocked out. But attention-wise, do you think this is a good thing for them? Like, because remember how people always argue, hey, we enjoyed watching Red Sox games more when they were the lovable losers. And then once they won, it kind of took away what's the word? What word could I use to describe that?
The chase?
Yes, the chase, the enthusiasm about the team. Do you think it's returned to some degree? Not like it was before they won in 2004.
Here's what I'll say, though. I think the Red Sox are back, and I think they proved that this year. But the reason they're back is because they were a worthwhile product to watch. Yep. They were enjoyable. They gave you some type of reason to believe, and they did not in the last 3 years. And the way they operated that team, really going back to 2019, gave you no reason to feel good as a fan. Of course, they made mistakes this year. There were a lot of problems. The Devers trade, we can get into all of that stuff. But in the end, the Red Sox proved that they were back. Not only are they back, baseball's kind of back too. The ratings are pretty much up across the board. It's the only sport of the four majors experiencing any growth in TV ratings right now because the pitch clock has saved the game. So, yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm pissed off. I don't want the Red Sox to lose, but I'm glad that I'm invested again the way that I once was, and that's a good feeling.
I got a question.
Oh, good.
In a two-team race, in their back race, who's in the lead? The Patriots or the Red Sox?
Ask me tomorrow at 4:00.
Good answer. Good answer. Cerrone, real
they
quick.
might have a quarterback.
Oh, real quick. Yeah,
go.
I just had a quick question. McCarthy, you're a free agent.
Yep.
Are the Red Sox on your list?
Oh, Cerrone, that's such a good question. No, they haven't proven it to me. Not over the. They did this for 1 year, and they still need to fight that thing, going back to it. And by the way, real quick, Cerrone, listen, I've never been in a labor and delivery room, but you, Cerrone, no, I want to say. You picked the perfect game to bring into the delivery room.
Oh, stop
No, seriously, Leroy. Tiger Woods, because